Speaking of which, do you still have your PS3?
Yeah, it's in one of those drawers. I got my PS2 up there. 'Cause I bought one. I don't know if it was the Greenbelt Target,
Uh-huh.
where they had, for some reason, an old PS2 at the top of electronics covered in dust.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Can I buy this?" And she's like, "I guess."
They sell it to you for cheap,
$60.
right?
I mean, it's cheap now.
Yeah. But if you go online, not so cheap.
Okay.
It's not so cheap when you go online. Because that's what happened with that Wii that I bought from Target. Everywhere else I was looking to buy a Wii, it was like 200 plus, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I went to Target. I was like, yo, I seen this Wii back there. And I asked one of I forget what they're called, team leads?
Team leads.
Yeah. LODs, whatever. And I was like, hey, I have a question. And I was like, hey, we have this Wii back there, right? I know because I was in electronics and I was backstocking and I kept coming across it. Because, that specific Waco had it. Could I buy it? And they were like, yeah, but they were just like stunned for a bit, and I was like, uh-huh. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, just go pull it out, like pull it out of the Waco and bring it to me, and I'll get that shit started for you. And I was like, okay, cool. I gotta make some like tickets or something,
Mm-hmm.
Essentially
Print out a label for it to be able to be sold.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, that's cool, I guess. And I brought it. And they went through the process. And it was like, originally this shit was like 300. And I was like, how much am I getting it for? He's like, honestly, if we just keep it, it's not gonna sell.
Mm-hmm.
So, since you actually want to buy it, how's 80 sell? And I was like, 80? Sure. Yeah, I'll buy it for 80. 120 less than what I would have bought, off of like Amazon or something, right?
Uh-huh.
So I went to the front and I paid for it. And it was a little sky blue Wii. And it had a game with it. I forgot what it was. I think it was one of the Mario Karts. I think it was a Donkey Kong game.
Something Tropical Freeze or something.
Some shit like that. I think it was that. It came with one of those two games. And then I just gave it to Salma. And Salma was like happy. Because I was like, my bad. I missed your birthday. You were in Mexico. I couldn't really buy you anything or give you anything. And she wanted the Wii, so I bought her the Wii. And then it broke. Like 3-4 years later,
It's not too bad. You got some use out of it.
It stopped working though.
Where to start?
Oh yeah. I was just talking.
When was like the last time, like childhood wonder, where things are magical and great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like when you watch a movie or play a game and you sort of get engrossed into the world itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, it has to be like Final Fantasy X and maybe Kingdom Hearts. I was really into those games back when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
Like I play them over and over again. Like I've played FF10 like maybe 7 or 8 times. And I've beaten it I don't know how many times already. Because like those games, like I would get engrossed in them, in like the story and the setting and like the characters, and there was like a lot to do. And when you would go back to like the beginning of the game, like, oh, there's new shit here. Like, oh wow, there's story. There's people's lives are happening. Like this kid wants to be a blitzball when he grows up. You know that kid?
Titus.
No. The kid who wants to be
Oh.
a blitzball.
A blitzball.
Yeah. You don't know that kid?
I don't remember that.
You should ask Eddie. He's like, hey, you know Blitzball kid? He's like, what do you mean? Like, the kid who wants to be a Blitzball when he grows up. I'm sure he'll know what you're talking about.
Maybe. I didn't.
He's over on Kilika Island, like right after
I know
Sin
that
fucks
place.
that shit that fucks up the place.
Uh,
And like you're talking to like the residents, and he's like, this. You walk up to a kid, and he's like, I'm sure it's like a localization error, like the translation, where it was supposed to be I want to be a Blitzball player,
right.
but they mistranslated to
I want to be a
a
Blitzball.
Blitzball.
That seems like a very early 2000s era.
And you can't patch those out, not like now.
Yeah. I think for me, like I've been into like a lot of different games,
No.
right? But like for example, like I said, I really love the Dark Souls, but it doesn't offer you story in the same way, right? It doesn't offer it in the same context as like Final Fantasy.
Where Final Fantasy gives you sort of like an entire book to read. It's like, oh, you want to know the lore? Well, here it is.
Right? Like I've enjoyed those. I really have. But when you say like childlike wonder, for me, honestly, it's probably more like Mass Effect.
Oh, I haven't gone through Mass Effect. I have it, but I've been meaning to get to it.
Yo, that shit is dope as hell. Wow. That was just like, damn. But yeah, Mass Effect is like so fucking good, dude. Like, a lot of
I've
people.
heard a lot of good things, and I do want to get into it pretty soon. In fact, I might be getting into it maybe this week.
Probably. But like I really like when I saw the character designs, I was like, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't really think too much of it. I was just kind of like, I don't really fuck with these kind of designs. But it was the first like Western well, I wouldn't say the first Western RPG, but during the PS3 era, that was the first one I actually played, right?
Uh-huh.
And it stuck with me.
Anyone else? Yeah.
It stuck with me. Like, it was just, what the fuck?
I got hit in the head with an axe.
Oh. Like, that shit just stuck with me in like the best way possible. I did not think I was gonna like some of those characters as much as I did. Other characters, I'm not surprised too much. I did not care to learn who Ashley Williams was. Like, she's the space racist, essentially.
What are they called? I know there's a specific race of aliens that are like super racist against everyone.
Oh, everyone.
Everyone's racist against everyone.
Everyone's racist against someone for some reason. That's not all technically just racism.
It's
Like,
I don't like you because you got blue skin, or
yeah,
your entire species is like, what are those blue people called?
there's a Saurian.
The Asarian, where aren't they like super hypersexualized, and they go out to like procreate or something, or they have like specific jobs normally, like where they're like strippers or something.
Oh, yeah, the women. I mean, there are only women. I believe their race only produces women.
Yeah, and they have to procreate with other species.
Mhm.
Right? Ah, I see.
And I'm just like, what?
I'm into this.
And then the Krogans have a fucking ridiculous story. The Krogans are those big lizard looking ass dudes.
They I think they lay eggs or something, and they're sterile or something. I know bits and pieces like here and there.
Yeah, the fucking Hoken ass looking dudes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like they're apparently they're very like bloodthirsty. It's like they yearn for combat, right? Their race, like they just cannot go a day without wanting to wage war. They're like, yeah, dude, we gotta fuck some shit up. And they did. They essentially went on a war path and just fucked everything, killed everything, regardless of what they had done to them or what they hadn't done to them. They just went out and fucked shit up. And because of that, everyone had to band together to defeat them.
Right. I think they made them sterile.
Yeah.
So they won't procreate and fuck shit up.
Yeah, because they procreate like ridiculous. They're like they fuck like bunnies in a sense. So like they can just produce offspring so quick. So in order to, like you said, in order to keep them in check, the council races, essentially just were like, nah, man, we gotta, what is it what is it called? Like curb their numbers or like whatever,
Yeah.
right? So they made this this kind of like I don't know what you call it, a vaccine or something. Essentially injected all of them with it so that it made them sterile. And it was a sterilization of their race so that they wouldn't grow crazy, because they are actually powerful. Physically, they are powerful and they're actually really good at combat. The shitty part about it is that they were used in the past to fight the Reapers, and that was their reward.
Yeah. Wait, the reward was to get sterilized?
You get what I mean? Like the other races were like, bro, these dudes are strong as shit. And then when they realized just how strong they were, they suddenly were like, oh, you know what? They're kind of scary. Like if without them, we cannot defeat the Reapers. But they
Can't
defeated
keep
the
these guys
Reapers.
around.
Yeah. So now it's like we created a monster, right? And then they realize what they did, and it's like, oh shit. It's like, we can't just leave these guys free. You know, it's like breaking into a jail, right?
Uh-huh.
Freeing them and being like, bro, you gotta help us take down the warden. And then they take down the warden, and they do it without your help. And then you're like, fuck, man.
These guys are really good.
They're really fucking amazing.
A little too good.
Yeah. So now you're scared of them, right? And that's kind of what happened. They became afraid of them. So then they're like, nah, man. So that's why all that shit was created. The sterilization and all that. Ah, man. Anyway. I know I'm missing a lot. Like, I know I'm not 100% certain exactly how it happened. But more or less, that's like the gist of it. Yeah, man. And then you like go back and just look at the story of like all the other races, like how they get along, why they get along, and like why is it that certain people are in power while others are not allowed to join the council. Like there's I forget if they're called Bolden, I think. It's like these little dudes. They're very small and tiny. They're like really good at business, but they're not allowed to join the council, like as one of the council races.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you play the game, you find out, oh, I see why. It's because the council races are all the races that are the most naturally gifted in combat, like physically. So like these are the races that are actually protecting you. That's why they're given a spot on the council. So like that's why humans are on it, because humans can actually go out into battle, right?
Uh-huh.
So they've earned their spot, but people are pissed off at them. They're like, why is it that humans are so young and like they haven't even been on the race for very long, but they're already joining the council? What the fuck, right? Why is it that they have a seat, and the other races that have been there for like so long and are like essentially the backbone of how all that got established, like they're being shunned or pushed to the side, right?
Uh-huh.
And it is not like that. They're given a lot of favor, but when it comes to the council, it has to be races that can actually perform, you know? So if something is needed of them to like to go to war or protect the universe or whatever, they have to be able to do that. So that's why humanity has a spot.
Yeah, we might not be the physically strongest, but we could do some pretty horrible shit.
We're expendable. Oh shit. I know I went in circles.
No, you're fine. You ever see a commercial as a kid and you get so hyped for the product? For me, it's when I saw Kingdom Hearts back in like 2000. I don't even want. When did that come out? Fuck, I was like maybe 8.
But as a kid?
Yeah, on TV, and I saw this commercial, and it was this game, and it had Disney and my favorite series, Final Fantasy. I'm like, whoa, that's so cool, amazing, wow.
Shit.
Oh wow, I fucked that up. And that's what really wanted me to get a PS2 when I was a kid. And it's what I asked Santa Claus for. I'm like, I really want a PS2 and Kingdom Hearts, please, 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 Santa. And that year I got a PS2 and no Kingdom Hearts, and that's when I finally understood Santa's not real.
God damn.
I realized, oh, because my dad I was like, where's Kingdom Hearts 2? And my dad was like, you got the PS2, but no, I wanted Kingdom Hearts. And he got really mad at me. Like, and that's when I realized, like, oh, it's my dad bought this. And at the time, I didn't realize, yeah, he worked his fucking ass off for this $300 console from, like, back then, which was a lot of money for this console. And this fucking kid is not appreciating it. And he got mad at me. I understand now. I'm like, whoa, wow, thanks, Dad.
Wow, they blasted her hard. Is she dead?
Yeah, she. Oh, that's a nice
She
shot.
dead. She dead. Man. I'm trying to think, man. I don't know if there's a game that I ever like.
You were so hyped for as a kid.
Yeah.
That where you saw the TV commercial or on when you're watching 4Kids or Kids WB and you saw that commercial, like, oh, I gotta have that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever felt that way about the game.
Did you grow up watching 4Kids and Kids WB?
Kids WB, yes.
Like-
Kids, hell no.
No, not 4Kids. You don't. Well, I didn't really like. I was definitely more of a Kids WB than
Yeah.
4Kid.
Yeah.
Because like whenever I would go on to like 4Kids, it would be like an anime, but it's their anime where they personally dub it and everything. Like that's why One Piece, that really shitty first season of the Kids WB edit,
That's why Pokemon had jelly.
jelly donuts.
Yeah. Jelly donuts.
Huh? Have a donut. That always cheers me up. Pika pika!
These donuts are great. Jelly-filled are my favorite. Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
I mean, wasn't Yu-Gi-Oh technically for kids?
Yeah, and they censored the hell out of it. It's like
But-
the Shadow Realm, like Yugi was supposed to be killing them, but like, no, I am sending you to the Shadow Realm.
But you get it. Honestly, though.
Honestly, the Shadow Realm was a lot better.
Oh shit. Like the concept was pretty cool. Shoot him in his face. Shoot him in his face. Shoot him in his face.
Yeah, she needed back up a bit. Were you really into Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day when you were a kid?
Oh yeah.
I was really into it.
Oh yeah. I bought the cards.
And they were what, like $5?
$5 for a booster pack.
That's like back then money. It's still like $5 for a booster pack, I think. But like that's cheaper nowadays.
Yeah. Back then it was like 2001 or 2.
It's like I remember going in to buy a pack of what is Legend of Blue Eyes, and just like spending my allowance. Like back then, when you were a kid, you didn't have any money. It's like at most you would have $20, and that was a lot of money to you, and it was. You could buy so much with it, and I had like I think $15, and I bought 3 booster packs at the Greenbelt Mall, and I opened them up, and I got fucking trash, and I'm like, God damn, is this what it feels like to spend your own money on fucking Ashley?
Spend grown money on playing cards. What is the green booster pack called? Magic something.
I don't remember, honestly.
Because I remember the red one was called Feral Surf. I also remember Metal Raider.
Uh-huh. I got out of Yu-Gi-Oh! Really quick.
And I forgot. I just that first one. That first one is the one that's fucking. Yeah, I think it's like Magic something.
I got out when in the show they went to
The Battle City tournament.
yeah, they did the Battle City, and then they took a pit stop at fucking Kaiba Island to do the
Yeah.
fucking game VR, which I thought was cool. That's kind of where I left off with Yu-Gi-Oh!
It'd be Dungeon Dice. Remember that?
Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool, but then you get the game and you try to play, and it's like, man, this shit's fucking complicated.
I don't understand. Still though, I think that was them just trying to be like, how can we sell more shit? How can we go beyond the card game? Cause like what is the game called in their world in the show?
It's Duel Monsters.
Duel Monsters, right? Duel Monsters. And we know it as Yu-Gi-Oh, the trading card game. Fuck, where was I going with this? Jesus. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with this.
No, it's totally fun. Did you ever play Pokemon?
Yeah.
Or did you pretend to play Pokemon because no one ever knew how to play Pokemon?
They weren't my cards though, so I had no idea really what I was doing. I just knew that I needed counters to activate shit on the cards.
No, you just need energy
Yeah, energy. What the hell were the counters for then?
for like damage, poison, I think sleep or something.
Okay.
Didn't really need them. It was just to help you keep track of things.
Right. It was just like a physical representation of what you had.
Like I didn't get into Pokemon until maybe 4 or 5 years ago, like the actual game. But I only played the online version.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was into it for like a few months. Now I'm not into Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! I still like card games. Like I tried Hearthstone for a while. That was pretty fun for a bit until I'm like, oh shit, it's all pay to win now.
Yeah. Like literally somebody can literally just buy like some crazy shit and just like decimate your entire
Yeah, because I was playing against
deck you've been working hard for.
I was playing against you for a bit, and we were having a good back and forth for a bit. And then I went on to like an online match, and I don't know what they were, like jade golems, and I just got fucking one shot in one turn. I'm like, oh, okay, I understand now. Nowadays, the only card game I play is Legends of Runeterra, which is the League of Legends one, which is pretty friendly, as in like it doesn't. You don't really need to buy anything. You can pretty much earn everything.
But I assume it's gonna get to that point too, where there's gonna be new releases that are just overpowered compared to the
it is like that right now.
Yeah, and that's how Hearthstone was in the beginning too. It was fun, and nothing was really overpowered. Everything kind of seemed fair for the most part. Yeah, there was some cheap shit like the way certain tactics were, right? But like you had your own version of that in your own deck. That's the thing is, you know, just matching up and hoping that your deck is the right counter to their deck, which would give you a clear advantage, because it wasn't like one deck beats all decks. It's like one deck just had more of an advantage over this deck. So it's like a fighting game too, you know. Like this character plays better against this character, but it doesn't guarantee you the win. To some degree, there is still some planning and some player strategies, that you can come up with to actually counter that shit. Oh shit.
I got it. I think.
Maybe. Yeah. Dodge. Man, I tried Magic and
Magic. I tried playing with Sam. She got a few cards, I think, from like one of her cousins. She just gave her like a bunch of decks and like some dice, and it was like, here, I don't need them. She's like, okay, because she's really into like pretty much any card game.
yeah, Magic is fun, but when you play against somebody that's been playing this shit for like 10 plus years, suddenly it's like, I don't know. They know shit that you don't know. You know? I don't remember exactly what was going on when I was playing this person, but it was just a constant, like, they just had what seemed like an infinite amount of soldiers on their side that just would not go away. I don't really know what the fuck was going on. I don't know what deck this was. I don't know the card names. It just seemed really shitty to deal with.
You ever have those kids who always like, oh, this card does such and such, and like they make up like, there was this one card, I think it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but it was like, for every Earth monster in your graveyard, get like 500 x 500 attack or something, like, right? Like if you had three Earth monsters in your graveyard, you get 1500 attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, it's times 500, so it has like a million attack. I'm like, no, that's obviously not true. Man, I got fucking scammed as a kid, like trading with other kids. I traded my blue eyes for that card, and it was a fucking sticker. Hubert. I was devastated. I lost my blue eyes.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is he? There he is.
Speaking of Yugi, Kaiba, Joey. What did you like?
I really like Joey. He was a fun character.
He's the underdog.
Tristan can suck my dick. No one likes Tristan. Taya was okay. She was a hottie.
And she was made to be. Like, you know how they sold decks, right? Like the Joey
Like
deck,
the
the
Joey-
Kaiba
the
deck,
Kaiba deck.
the Yugi deck, the Pegasus deck. I
had the Kaiba one.
yeah, same. I had the
course you
Kaiba
would.
deck. The thing is, I don't really like Kaiba, but I like
Blue
dragons,
eyes,
man. But I like dragons. So I bought the deck that has dragons. And at the time, the Blue Eyes really was like the strongest monster.
Yeah, back then, where no one did any ritual summoning.
I did.
You did?
Yeah, that's how we summoned.
Yeah, because I don't think that was explained until... Fuck, oh god. What is that city called? Battle City?
Battle City Tournament.
We're like, oh yeah, we got a tribute monster, so if you want to bring them out now.
Yeah, like, what I understood was, if they're 4 stars or below, like, you could just summon straight to the field, right? So, like, they don't require sacrifice, nothing. You can just put them on the field, face down defense position, or face up attack position. That's just how they work. I got that. However, I used to play against kids that thought, hey, you can put them face down attack position. That's not how it works. If they're down, they have to be forcibly in defense. And if they're face up, you can put them however you want, defense or attack. It's up to you. But as long as they're face up, that's your choice. But yeah. And I'm like, why would that make sense? You know, in the context of the game.
Yeah, and there was this one card, the vampire card. I don't remember what it was called, but like Konami has gotten better at wording their cards. Well, not better, but better than what they used to have. Like, there's this one card where it's like, oh, you control your opponent's monster attacks.
Yeah.
And kids interpret it as like, oh, I can make your monster hit your own monster, or make your monster hit yourself. And like, there wasn't like an official rule set or anything, and so like, I guess I can't fight you on that.
Yeah. Their wording back in the day was confusing as hell. But yeah.
Did you realize that thing that they drew on their hands was a big old smiley face?
What do you mean?
Remember when they're like going to like the island? They're like, oh, we're best buds, we're friends. Let's make a pact or something. And Taya gets like a big ass black marker, and everyone puts their hands in the middle, and she draws something on it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And if you look, like, I looked at this like a few years ago, like, oh, that's a smiley face. I never realized. I always wondered, what the hell did she write? Yo, Weevil's a dick. Fucking taking Yugi's cards and like, goodbye, Exodia. He just throws it in the ocean. And Joey's like, no. He goes in for it. And Yugi's like, no, it's just cards, dude. Chill.
I couldn't come up with anything until just this moment. Huh? Say goodbye to Exodia!
Like, Yugi, like, Duel Monsters was a big deal in the Yu-Gi-Oh world. Like, everything evolved around it. You want to make a business deal? Sure, I'll accept your deal, but you have to beat me in a duel first.
That's. You know what blows my mind? Is how does Kaiba have so many unique cards when Pegasus is the one that runs the company that makes the cards?
Oh, because he has money. He just buys them. That's what he was trying to do with Grandpa and his fourth Blue Eyes.
Right.
He's like, I need to have them all. No one can have this Blue Eyes. If I control all the Blue Eyes, then I will be the strongest person in the world.
But do you get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Like, Kaiba was the pay-to-win guy.
Right. But like Yugi and them, like, Pegasus makes the cards.
Uh-huh.
And Pegasus clearly wanted to fuck over Kaiba at one point.
It's like, when... uh-huh. Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? You know, you can like personally just create,
and that's what he did.
Cards to fuck him over with.
In his duel with Yugi, like, all those two monsters, like, oh, they can't take battle damage or whatever.
The toon characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems cheap as shit to just make. Oh, that guy, the legs. How many times have you died here?
Once.
Feels like you've been going for longer than that.
Yeah, this fight's a little bit long with no upgraded anything.
Is that the plan?
What's the plan?
Unupgraded everything?
No. I'm going to upgrade it, but like, I'm upgrading the Red 9. I'm going to get the, what is it called? The Striker? The Raikon?
I would probably do that.
Okay, I was not expecting that to kill
That's
me.
a lot of damage.
I thought I could take one more hit before I healed.
That's a lot of damage. Just went straight down. Anyway.
Did you watch Toonami growing up?
Yeah.
And that's where you were introduced to most of your animes.
Not most, but
For me, it was because, like back then, anime was a lot harder to come by. You either had to have your uncle from Mexico bring the Spanish dub or subs, or
Which
you
he did.
catch him on 4Kids or Toonami.
true enough.
And it's how, personally, I was into like DBC and stuff like that. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
there used to be Dragon Ball Z in Spanish on Telemundo.
And tell him Spanish?
Yep. I don't know if you know this, but
I did not.
it used to be there. Even the intro itself was also in Spanish. I'm not even joking. True.
What was the intro? The only intro I remember is Rock the Dragon.
It's Chara, hey Chara. Yeah, that one. That one in Spanish. But like for real, I actually turned it on every. I think it was like every Saturday or Sunday,
Uh-huh.
and I would just watch it. I'd be like, hell yeah, I guess why not? And I used to watch it. I think maybe 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning. I want to say, because it was like around the same time I would watch weekend cartoons, because you know, I'd watch stuff like what was it? I want to say. Jesus. Oh, the Mortal Kombat cartoon was on at that time.
Oh, that
The
was
Street
definitely
Fighter
one of those.
cartoon was on. And we used to watch that just because, you know, Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Uh-huh.
And it was like, at least at the time, I was like, oh shit, they're actually like expanding on the story of the
The
game.
story of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Spinning bird kick!
It's an incredible scene here in the Gaza. We are witnessing an attack by a... I'm not sure what it is, but seeing Arabs and Israelis unite to fight it may be a first, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, this is delicious! Yes! Yes!
But it was very, it was pretty shallow, to be honest. It's just like, fight.
And they had all those fucking faces.
You know, it's generic shit like, I'll get you next time.
Well,
Shit
your
like that,
standard Saturday morning cartoons, basically.
pretty much.
Like classic Power Rangers with Rita Repulsa.
I mean,
I was really into the Power Rangers.
I was too.
You know that movie came out where they brought back a bunch of the original members. Is that-
It's a movie?
Yeah, I think
Oh.
it's a movie.
I don't know what it is. I know it's on Netflix, but I haven't seen what it is, if it's a movie or a show. That I don't know. I just knew it was coming. I just don't.
But you know about Power Rangers, like how they would
Yeah.
like take the Sentai fights and overlay it with teen drama kind of high school shit.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Like they Americanized it basically.
That's pretty much how they did it. They let the Japanese actors do what they were doing, and then they created their own scenes where they would fill in the gaps, essentially, to make it make sense for Western audience, right?
It's like Western audience isn't into anime. It's not into fucking Sentai. They're not ready for that.
They
shit.
don't understand what that means. So in between, when they were talking, like to each other, like, yeah, let's do our ultimate technique, right? Like all that shit, all the talking and all that. Like that was dubbed over certain scenes of the Japanese actors, but there was also some that were just created so that they can make the story appeal to Western audience specifically. So like you said, they even made their own scenes where they were like in the school, right? And they added, what was those two guys?
The bullies.
Yeah.
I don't remember their name.
I didn't even know they were bullies because they didn't seem like bullies. They seemed to get bullied.
Hey, babe.
You know, big, strong man to help you with your books.
Dream on, Skull.
Time to teach her a lesson. Didn't you hear the lady? She said no.
I think it's time for somebody else to be taught a lesson.
Maybe we'll teach you that lesson some other time.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Skull and something.
I don't remember.
And I don't even know who Skull is, and I don't know who the other one was. I don't remember their names, man. I just do not remember. I do remember them trying to bully, just not being very good at it.
Uh-huh.
And that cheesy ass music used to get on my nerves, dude. The you know that shit
Uh-huh.
used to get on my fucking nerves. Like, what's up with the clown ass music?
Oh, I have so much fucking TMP ammo.
That fucking clown ass music. Like, that's all they needed to do was to have them step out with their fucking clown shoes. And I'd be like, okay, you should have just sit that with the red one.
Oh, there was a red one?
Yeah, you had a green and red one.
Fuck.
Yeah, you fucked.
Oh well.
Use the green and yellow to... No, don't use that. Use the green and yellow one in your bag. Extend your health and heal yourself. And then just take the green one. And then you can mix that one with a yellow or a red. Probably more a red than a yellow, though.
Red herbs are hard to come by, though. Alright, Ashley, let's go.
Yeah.